More than 4 million videos are being uploaded daily on YouTube. How is this possible? Well, we can thank YouTube's data center, which is one of the most impressive ones in the world. What makes this data center so impressive, and how does YouTube manage to keep up with the pressure that is 4 million uploads per day? Join us as we take a tour inside YouTube's massive data center. YouTube was founded in 2005, and ever since it was first shown to the public, it boasted huge amounts of both popularity and potential. Only a year later, the company was acquired by Google, and the high budget behind the company made it become what it was meant to be from the get-go, and that was one of the most used social media platforms. The platform is so popular that there are more than 400 hours of videos uploaded to it every minute, while more than 1 billion hours of YouTube videos are being watched daily. This makes YouTube the second most popular platform, with more than 2.6 billion users worldwide, making it second only to Facebook, which is marginally more popular with 2.95 billion users. What's your favorite YouTube channel, and do you have an active channel on your own? Be sure to let us know in the comment section down below. YouTube is so popular that it would take you more than 100 years to cover only one part of the total amount of content that's already been uploaded, which is a staggering amount of videos. I mean, YouTube has even managed to survive the TikTok craze quite effectively with their YouTube Shorts videos, and their upcoming policy, which includes paid YouTube Shorts videos, will make the platform even more popular for content creators, as they can earn considerably more money. To compensate for this extreme amount of usage and popularity, YouTube has been using one of the best data centers in existence, the Google Modular Data Center, which has been available to YouTube ever since they were bought by Google back in 2006. But that brings us to the question, what makes this data center so impressive? Google's Modular Data Center is one of the most technologically advanced data centers in existence, as it offers huge amounts of versatility and practicality, while also making the whole user experience much more pleasant for the consumer. The data center is completely portable, and it can easily be placed wherever it's needed. There are mainly 5 or 6 modular data centers out of the 40 that Google has at its disposal that YouTube uses. Apart from the Google Modular Data Center, YouTube also uses its own Content Distributor Network, or CDN for short, which is mainly used for replicating the most popular videos to more users, thus making them even more popular and accessible. If we take a look at the other standard type of Google data center, we can see that it's actually a colossal building that's absolutely filled to the brim with computers. Literally endless rows of machines that have a singular function, and that's to allow the storage of countless data that's found on the internet, and that makes Google function. YouTube, as Google's substitute, also uses this massive data center. However, they're much more dependent on the smaller modular data centers that we've previously mentioned, as they offer high levels of mobility while also being extremely cheap and easy to produce. They're literally shipping containers. You don't go much simpler than that. And the plus is the fact that they can be shipped anywhere, making the overall data transfer between YouTube and the user much faster and easier. Also, they're much greener compared to regular data centers, as it requires far less energy for them to function. Let's take a look at one of the other key aspects of YouTube's data center, which is the fact that it collects the user's data that consists of their interests on the platform, their most watched videos, and so on, so that the platform can recommend different, thematically similar videos to the user. It also recommends relevant advertisements to the viewer, so that it's more likely for them to actually watch it and more closely examine and consider the advertised subject. The user's geographical position is also combined with the aforementioned data for maximum relevancy and efficiency. The companies then pay for advertising their product on YouTube by using AdWords and AdSense, software that monitors the number of clicks on these advertisements. Let's assume that you're a car enthusiast that watches car reviews, used car tips and tricks, and car detailing videos. You'll most likely run across car dealer advertisements, other car channel advertisements, and even advertised links to car accessory shops. So it's a win-win situation either way. This system is one of the most advanced in the world, and YouTube's user interface and experience are getting better by the day. However, as advanced as the modular data center is, the fact that there are over 4 million videos uploaded daily to the platform leads us to the question, how does YouTube manage to keep up with the pressure of 4 million uploads per day? The answer to these questions lies in the complicated database management systems for YouTube. As we've already mentioned, there are numerous data centers that YouTube uses. Combine the modular data centers with the CDN, and you'll have a whole system that works flawlessly. The whole point behind this fact that the CDN is used for the more popular videos, while other less popular videos are stored and can be accessed on demand. This means that the more popular ones can be accessed much faster by the user with fewer hops required, while the less popular ones need more effort to be found and accessed. Also, let's not forget that thanks to the fact that these data centers are extremely easy and cheap to produce and transport, there is no hard and fast rule that the videos are stored in the data center closest to the geographical region they came out of. So if, for example, you decide to upload some videos on YouTube from India, your data may be stored in a data center in the UK. Originally, MySQL was mostly used in YouTube databases to store most of the data ranging from videos to metadata like users, tags, and descriptions. MySQL is, in essence, one of the most recognizable technologies in the modern big data ecosystem. Often called the most popular database and currently enjoying widespread, effective use regardless of industry, it's clear that anyone involved with enterprise data or IT would use MySQL, especially YouTube. The var binary data type was used for the databases, which allowed the storage of videos and images like thumbnails as well. However, a disadvantage of MySQL is that there is little scope for scalability, which is a very important factor in an ever-expanding company like YouTube. However, YouTube cannot let go of MySQL completely, so Vitess, which is a database solution for deploying, scaling, and managing large clusters of open-source instances, is used in conjunction with MySQL. It combines many of the important features of MySQL with the scalability that is a trademark of a NoSQL database. Vitess helps in consolidating YouTube queries into smaller batches that are much easier to handle and execute. It also creates backups and scales as much as required. However, even though the modular data center is extremely impressive on its own, there is a major problem with it, and that's the fact that its capacity isn't all that high, as it's a small, portable unit that should ease the overall process of storing data and making the overall YouTube experience much more pleasant for the user. It's not made to carry the entire data storing process, as the regular Google data center offers much more storage space, making it logistically much easier to maintain and use at the cost of being, well, a huge building. And even though the Google Modular Data Center is impressive, it's not the only mobile data center out there, as numerous other companies that have used small, transportable types of data centers. And even though the modular data center is cheaper than its larger cousin, it's still very expensive to make, as they can cost upwards of $600 million each, which is an enormous amount of money. They also take up 100 megawatts of electricity, which is still a huge amount of energy being used, as it can power over 100 homes for a whole month. All in all, we do like the fact that modular data centers are being used more frequently. However, we believe that their power consumption and initial price tag should be reduced significantly for them to have a larger effect on both the entire industry and the environment itself.